Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? If you didn't know already, my name is Matt. I help people basically get what they want. I'm going Hugh Hefner style today in my dressing gown or robe, whatever you want to call it. This is what I was feeling today, so we're going for it. Here's the thing. I'm not saying values are everything, but our values, our core values, almost hold the secret to why we do what we do, even when we say we want to do something else. Example, lots of people say they want to get into great shape. They want a really good body. But very few people actually do what it takes to get the good body. Now, why is that? And a lot of people say, oh, I'd love to be rich. I'd love to have like so much money, be really, really rich. But then not many people are really, really rich. And they don't do what it would take to become really, really rich. A lot of people say, oh, I'd love a deep, loving, connected relationship with my soulmate. And again, very rarely do people do what it takes to attract and grow and live into the experience of a deeply connected relationship with your soulmate. A lot of people say, oh, I'd love to travel the world, see new places, but very few people do what it takes to travel the world and see new places. And like I said, our values hold a bit of insight as to why. Now, let me give you a personal example. I used to say I wanted a beautiful life, an amazing life, a great life. Lots of freedom, lots of travel, be really, really healthy, really, really happy, overflow of money, abundance of money, incredible relationships and connections and wonderful sex, deeply connected intimacy, sex, and what else? And to inspire, another thing was to inspire other people to live better lives. I used to say I wanted those things. And very rarely did I make it happen. And even if I ever did make it happen, I'd sabotage it. So even if I did get the great relationships with amazing sex, I'd sabotage it in some way. Even if I did get the money and live into overflow and abundance, I'd sabotage it in some way. I'd push it away. And it wasn't until I looked at, yes, beliefs, because beliefs are a big part of it as well. But today I want to talk about values. Another video we can talk about beliefs. I think I do actually in a few other videos. But today I want to talk about the values. Now some of my core values, one of them, a big one of mine, is connection. Connection, 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 connection. I love connection. Here's why I would sabotage all the good that I used to experience in the past. Fortunately, I've worked that out, so now life just gets better and better. But here's why I would sabotage it in the past. Because my value was connection, I told myself an internal story that I didn't realize I was telling. I had to go deep. I had to go in there to see what was causing this self-sabotage and the pushing away of what I said I wanted and the not doing and the procrastinating from what I said I wanted. So I had to go inside and I was like, right, what's the story? What's the block? Where's the problem here? Where's the leak that's causing a flood in the downstairs living room? Where's the leak? And the leak was this. Value was connection. Story was, I won't connect with people if my life is great, because most people's lives are not great. So they'll see me here and them down there, and there'll be no connection, and I'll be disconnected, and I'll be alone rather than connected. It was a story, by the way, so there's no judgment on this. There's no I'm better than them or anything like that. It was just a story that I was telling that was keeping me from the truly great life and the truly great experiences and the happiness and the joy and the peace and the bliss and the ecstasy this story of if I'm up there, I won't be able to connect because pretty much everybody's down here. So I would sabotage it so I could be down here too. I'd sabotage relationships. I'd sabotage finances. I'd sabotage, those are the main two. I'd even sabotage health. Can't look too good because then you're not going to connect with the people that don't look too good. So that's a personal example. But then, so here's how to, so then you're like, Matt, okay, so how do I, if I say I want this, but I keep doing this, then I say I want more money, but I keep sabotaging it. I want better health, but I keep sabotaging it. And I want blah, blah. Look at what your values are, what your core values are. What do you really, really value? What do you hold in your heart in here? What are those like core values of yours that are almost non-negotiable? Because if you say you want to get into a deep, committed, loving relationship with your soulmate with passionate intimacy, sex, connection and stuff, if that's what you say you want, but you value freedom and you're telling yourself the story that when you're in a relationship, you have no freedom, no matter how much you say you want that relationship and no matter what you do, you'll push it away because they're out of alignment with your values and the story you're telling yourself. That's the block. So again, that's stories and beliefs. That's almost like a chain, a link to the value. But first of all, you've got to look at what the value is. Now, the story can be changed. The value, I'm not sure our core values can be changed. I'm not sure. Well, okay, I think we can. We can intentionally decide that we want to value something different. But I think our values are placed in us for a reason. Again, mine, joy and connection. Two of my core values, joy and connection. So you get to look at what your values are and then go, what's the story? Or sorry, then you get to look at what the story would be to keep you either in alignment with your values or out of alignment with what you say you want, and then you just change the story. That's the easy work. You just go, no, that story doesn't serve me, I want a different one. But unless you shine a light on what your values are, you'll forever sabotage what you say you want. You'll go on the courses, you'll read the books, you may even hire the coach. A lot of people hire a personal trainer. A lot of people, or even just go to the gym. A lot of people buy exercise stuff to work out at home. A lot of people do that. But if they believe it sabotages or it goes against their core value, they won't get into shape because their core value might be freedom. Now, if the core value is freedom and I want to be free to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, if they are telling themselves the story that you can't eat what you want, when you're getting into shape, you have to be regimented and not free, then they won't do it. They won't get into shape. But you can change the story and go, yeah, like I do. I eat what I want when I want and I can still get into shape. So I have my freedom, which is another value. It's not the highest ones, but it is still a core value of mine. Whereas freedom is value, like for most people, freedom's a value. I have the freedom of choice to eat whatever I want when I want it, and that still gets me into shape. So I end up in shape, eating whatever I want whenever I want it. And it doesn't in connection. That one's it because I'm connected to myself. I'm connected to my body and what that wants. And joy, I always feel better after I've worked out. So those values are always hit. So if I go, right, where am I not, or let's change it to you, forget me. You get to go, right, where am I not experiencing what I want to experience? Where in my life am I not experiencing what I want to experience? That's the screenshot for the video. The thumbnail. Then you go, what are my core values? Then you go, what's the story that I'm telling myself that's keeping me from getting this because this is my core value? Matt, I want to get into shape, but my value is freedom. Cool, tell yourself the story that you're free to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it, and you can get into shape doing it. Matt, really want to start my own business. I've got this inspired idea to start this business to help all these different people, but relaxation and peace are values of mine. And when you start a business, it's stress. You're always working, you're always thinking about it, you can never switch off. Well, tell yourself the story that the more relaxed you are and the more peace you are the better business you'll create, because you're not coming from a stress place and putting stressed business into the world. You're coming from a relaxed, peaceful, deeply connected, almost spiritual place. And that's what's going to create the best business for you and your clients and customers, or the marketplace, or the world. See how you can keep the values, but you get to shift the story. Oh, Matt, I want the deep, loving, connected, intimate relationship with great sex and lots of travel and lots of connection, and we do this stuff together, and she supports me and I support her, and I really want that, but my value is money, prosperity, success. And if I'm spending all this time with this relationship, building and working on this relationship, I won't have time to build and work on my career and build my prosperity and my money and my affluence. Then tell yourself the story. The better your relationship is, the better your prosperity, your money's going to be, because it's a driver to do well, so you can go and have great experiences. Because that's all money is. It's just a ticket for experiences, pretty much. And the better relationship you have, the more nourished that is, the better you'll go out and perform into the world. The more likely you are to receive on a higher level. Again, there's no truth in anything I'm saying. It's just story. It's just meaning that we're assigning to things. It's just beliefs. We get to create it. We think that what's set in stone is there. Oh, sorry. We think that what's there, our beliefs, the stories, our perceptions, we believe that that's set in stone, but it's not. They're fluid. You can change them. That's how so many people change their lives, because they just change that story, that they get out of the old and in with the new. Oh, it doesn't serve me to believe that a relationship's going to cost me my success in here, or a great body's going to cost me my freedom, or successful business will cost me my peace. There's no cost. It can all synergistically work together and raise it up, raise every aspect up. You get to have it all. And that might be another story that you're telling, that the chain, the link that's broken, that you don't believe you can have it all. There might be a story there. Your value might be abundance. You might value abundance and having more than enough, like I do. That's a massive, massive one for me. Joy, connection, freedom there. But then abundance, I value abundance and having more than I could possibly imagine. Not from a greed point of view, but when I have more than I need, I get to pour out into the world that excess. I get to give, and that feels great. Like, giving feels great. The secret to living is giving, like Tony Robbins says. The more I have, the more I can give. The less I have, the less I can give. So it's in my best interest to be open to receive on a level that I've never received before, over and above than I've ever received before. But before, if I believed that abundance equaled stress and struggle, I'm not going to allow myself to receive abundantly and experience abundance, because it'd be a contradiction to my joy. Again, it's almost like a sub-value underneath the other values. Value abundance, but not at the cost of joy. Joy is more important for me. So I would sacrifice, I'll push away even the opportunities for abundance, because I believed, I was telling myself the story, that it was going to impact joy. So I go, no, and connection, by the way, like I said before. I believed it was going to impact the connection as well, because people could connect to me and relate to me. If I'm multi-billionaire, like with my penthouse in like New York, and my villa in Ibiza, and my private jet, and I'm untouchable, then who am I going to connect with? But now I tell my story that when that's my reality in this world, people are going to connect to that, because that's their dreams. Well, it's not, again, not just that is their dreams and desires, but I can connect to people's dreams and desires. By living a life I love, I connect with people on that level, because they want to live the lives they love. So I'm connecting with them on that level, rather than I live a life I loathe, so I can connect with people because everyone's living a life they loathe, or most people are. I can go, right, I'm going to allow myself to live a life I love, of abundant joy, connection, freedom, affluence. I'm going to live that life and connect with people and their dreams and their aspirations. I'm going to meet them there. I'm going to connect with them there. Future versions of them. I'm going to connect with them. When I give myself permission for that, and I line my beliefs and my stories and my perceptions and my meanings up with my core values, everything just keeps getting better and better and better. And then I don't procrastinate, produce at work. I allow myself to get in touch with the relationships that I want to get in touch with. My alarm goes off. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. That's my alarm to wake myself up after my power nap that I have just had. But I woke up early because I have this to reveal to you. And now we've got a theme tune to it. So there it is. What are your values? Go and look at what you want that you haven't quite allowed yourself to have yet, or you haven't got yet. Look at what your values are in life, and then look at where, if there could be a story that's getting in the way, if there's a belief or a perception that's getting in the way of you experiencing what you want and having your values met as well, or keeping with integrity with your values. My last closing statement, my message to you is this. You get to have it all now. No price needs to be paid. No sacrifice needs to be made. You get to have it all now. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.